This is very uncomfortable. Have you ever washed dishes and then your clothes are like, you get your clothes wet? Oh no. Especially if it's long sleeve, this shit is meant to keep you warm, but it doesn't anymore. Shit doing the opposite now. But how you doing, man? I hope you're good, cause you know what? I'm good. No matter what the fuck the situation is, I am good. Almost all the time. Except for right now, cause I'm looking for my hoodie. I mean my beanie. I can't seem to find the beanie, man. Oh, found it. It's cold, so please, I'm not even trying to hide my hair. I brushed it a little bit. It's not too bad. But it's genuinely cold, especially in this area of the country that I'm living in. Goddamn, it's colder. So, but I'm here to talk. I'll give you content that my mom has always wanted me to do, and I've been shy to do it because of my lifestyle. But because now I'm in a better place, and I have better intentions, I feel like let's go ahead and talk about it. Welcome. So, you can see it's low fat, right? Let me tell you where it started. I was in boarding school in South Africa. This was the year 2014. I was very ill. I felt very weak. I had headaches. My taste buds were weird. So it's like the water that I was tasting was weird, and everything that I put in my mouth like tasted weird. But especially water tasted weird. Even the juice was like didn't taste normal. Where now I'd even add more. Like let's say if I was drinking Oros, I'd add more Oros just cause like the normal dilution that I'd normally put wasn't banging no more. My taste buds were just getting fucked up completely. Where I'd add a lot more Renegade. Cause I'd get like in boarding school I'd have like the concentrate Renegade, and I'd like add more to my drink because my taste buds were just not banging anymore. So, it's been a couple of days. My dad's wife is a doctor, so that's my stepmom. He was with her at the time when I called him and I told him that I'm not feeling well, and he's asking me, okay, what are the symptoms that you have? And I'm telling him, my taste buds are weird. I'm weak as hell because my school was like on a mountain. Like they had broken down a mountain to build the school, so I can't even like go up to different lessons anymore. I need to take breaks, sit down and stop. And I'll carry around a box of milk because obviously the water wasn't banging, but I'm getting dehydrated so fast. Like I'd always be dehydrated, so it was like I'd have to carry a box of milk because that's the only thing that tasted proper, you know what I mean, or at least close to it. So I explained my symptoms to him. He's there telling her, or maybe I'm on loudspeaker or whatever, so we can at least find out like what exactly I'm feeling and recommend the necessary medication. But she can't even tell like what it is I might be going through. Neither will my dad know. And I went to the school clinic once. They let me sleep in for a little bit, but they didn't do much in terms of like trying to address what I was feeling. Maybe headache, they gave me painkillers here and there, blah blah, but nothing serious, you feel me? As all of those feelings built up, what the fuck, belt? My bad. As all of those feelings built up, there's a time after school, I was taking a shower, and then I felt like super weak. So I ended up taking a chair from, dude, why is my butt so hot? What the fuck? It's like this seat is heated or something. Anyway, so I took a seat from my room and then put it in the shower so I can sit down while I'm showering. I was literally that weak. And then I don't know what happened, but I was woken up to them putting clothes on me and then, carrying me into the nurse's car. I passed out in the shower. I'm in the back seat. Next thing, the car drives to the private hospital. When I get there, first thing they do is check my sugar levels. And my sugar levels were reading at 45, 48, I think. Bear in mind, the maximum is 12, okay? Anything above 12 is high. I was at 48. So they were like, whoa, this kid is diabetic. Put him on a drip ASAP. Like, they put me on a drip, try to get my sugar levels down, trying to measure my ketones and, do the most. And then I was on medical aid at the time, but my medical aid, because I'm from Botswana, wasn't working in South Africa, especially like the South African private hospitals. So I was there for like a couple of hours until it was safe enough for them to transport me to a public hospital where I can be hospitalized. And I was in public hospital for a minute. So while I was there, they were injecting me all the time. And, my dad was staying in Johannesburg. He would travel from Johannesburg to Rustenburg to come see me almost every day, every other day, you know what I mean? Trying to get, find out what it is with me or like what's this disease and like stuff like that. And it was like, whoa, so this guy is truly diabetic and, we have to inject insulin into his body every meal. And, that's what they were doing. At the time, I was sick, so I didn't think too much of it, It was just an injection. I was a 16-year-old boy. I can take injections, you know what I mean? So they were giving me injections on a regular. I didn't think too much of it until, so they kept me in the hospital for a very long time. I stayed there for over a month. And basically what they were saying is they were trying to stabilize my sugar levels. But now my dad went to see a doctor called Dr. C, who's pretty well known for a doctor, yeah. And basically what they told him is that, diabetes is like, especially the kind of diabetes that I have is type 1, is always gonna fluctuate. So you can't keep me in hospital claiming to stabilize it because like, it won't stabilize, but you know what I mean? It needs to be controlled. And basically they were controlling it, but how long am I supposed to be in hospital while they do that? You know what I mean? So now my dad's mission was to get me out of hospital. And then, waited a couple of days. And then the day when my dad managed to get me out of hospital, they gave me like an insulin pack, like a bunch of pens. And they're like, dude, you're gonna have to inject yourself every single meal, even your snacks. At the time, I was injecting myself 7 times a day. Snack, breakfast snack, lunch snack, dinner snack. You know what I mean? And, they gave me a whole diet of what I'm supposed to eat and what not I'm supposed to eat, how I'm gonna count my calories, stuff like that. So, man, it was, that's when it actually kicked in that, wow, I'm gonna have to inject myself. I was getting injections wasn't hard, but when as I was getting discharged, they gave me my pen and they're like, okay, give yourself an injection. I'm like, what? I gave myself my first injection and it was like, whoa, man. And then leaving the hospital with the pens in my hand and, me being a diabetic, having gone through what I went through, I thought I was like at a near-death experience. But it got worse later on within my diabetic years. But yeah, so how I became diabetic, I don't know, I guess I just exposed myself to a lot of sweet things. Not that I was like, I don't know. The shit just fell in my lap, hey. Because I was eating sweets like a regular person. You know, you can go and buy yourself some sweets and chocolate and eat. I wouldn't like have sweets as a meal, or like, you know, pour 12 teaspoons of sugar in my tea or whatever. There are times when my dad would come home back in the day, and then maybe I'll be fresh from drinking hot chocolate, and then my cup is in the sink and he can see the sugar in the cup, and he's like, bro, you're gonna end up being diabetic with the amount of sugar that you're chowing, bro. So basically, it's like I'm having a hot beverage, yet there's so much sugar it doesn't even dissolve in my drink. You know what I mean? So I guess I have been exposed to sweet things, but it wasn't an excessive thing where at least I didn't see it that way. That's probably why I'm telling you that. But hey, I ended up being diabetic, you know what I mean? My dad used to warn me back in the day, and then it fell in my lap. So yeah, so life with diabetes, man, has been interesting because now people actually prioritize you, you know what I mean? I always, when I was still at high school in South Africa, or like they'd feed us breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which obviously I was a part of. But then now I had my separate snacks, and then I also had like my at 4 o'clock every day I have to go and get a snack. You know what I mean? And yeah, they prioritized me and my health like that, and it went, you know, even outside of school. You know what I mean? My dad would tell, wherever we're at, like, you know, if I'm in a situation, maybe I need a bathroom or something, it's like, yo, my son's diabetic, you know, he needs this. And people actually, you know, act towards me at being diabetic. And I keep it to myself a lot because I don't know, as much as the special treatment was nice, I didn't really like it like that, where people, you know, because I'm diabetic, you know, have to be treated a certain way. It's nice to be like everybody else, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, I guess people do that because I guess, you know, it's a health situation, and like things can go wrong. You know, things have gone wrong before. I've been in hospital about 3 times in the space of the last 3 years. The last 2 years. I've been in hospital 3 times. So that's because I haven't really been taking care of myself the way I have. You know, I'd have insulin run out and like I'm completely debilitated, and then, you know, now my body's acting up because of the lack of insulin and high sugar levels, and, you know, then I end up being hospitalized. You know, so it's like I've not taking proper care of myself, which is what got me in hospital, you know what I mean? The last time I was in hospital, what month we were in? July, 2 months ago, and there was the closest to death I've ever been. I was even in ICU. They don't even allow you to have anything on you in ICU, not even clothes or underwear. I was butt naked, literally just me and my body in ICU, surviving. My body fighting for its life, and nurses there trying to feed my body. I had so much acid buildup, like the lining of my throat was burnt, and I couldn't eat. It was so painful, and it's like, even when I burp, it's like, just a burp, it's like I want to regurgitate, you know what I mean? It was so messed up. And it's legit fighting for my life, man. And it's like, it's just because, you know, I haven't, you know, had the proper diet. I've been drinking a hell lot of alcohol, and the way I've been drinking alcohol, like I've been drinking like an alcoholic. Not that I was, but then like I could consume a lot. You know what I mean? Before I get drunk, like let's say a bottle of Ciroc, right? Like this. I won't even dash it, bro. Me, the diabetic that I am, I won't even dash it. I'll drink it as it is. I'll go and eat fries and mahura and all those things. You know what I mean? And like, definitely my diet was poor. So a lot of acid built up in my body, plus the high cholesterol. So, you know, it put me in hospital a couple of times. But you see, now I'm also growing, and I've been through these experiences, and I don't look bad at myself. Like, I don't shoot myself down like, Bugs, you fucked up. What the fuck are you doing, man? Fuck you, blah, blah. Man, my language, but that's not the energy I have. I'm very positive, and like, I like to move forward in a positive direction, or like always have solutions to problems, you know what I mean? So I've just been living a lot better, and like, even the butter that I'm using is not like regular butter that's 100%, you know what I mean? Low fat, everything that I'm on. I don't use sugar anymore. I'm putting honey in my tea and whatnot. But you see, that's my life with diabetes. So this is my toolkit, diabetic toolkit. This is what I use to check how much sugar is in my system. Now, unfortunately, as much as I've told you that I've been doing good and, thinking, more concerned about my health and everything, I haven't taken an injection before my meal. My injections are supposed to be before the meal, and I did not do that. That was very careless of me. My sugar levels felt pretty low. I can feel whether they're high or low, so they felt low, and then I decided to make my meal. But whether they're low or high, I still have to inject before meals regardless. So I didn't do that, and you're about to see what that means for me right now. That's too high, like I said. The maximum is 12. So trust me, I don't feel good about that situation being the way it is. And I'm supposed to take 20. Let me dial it up first. I'm supposed to take 20, right? But because of this situation and the conditions I have with my insulin, I'm allowed to self-adjust depending on how high or low my sugar levels are. Because they're high, I've now set it to 30. And I'm gonna take an injection right now. And yeah. Oh, fuck, man. Hey, don't worry, man. The pic's up there, dog. The pic's up there. What the fuck you think this is, dog? Hey. Anyway. I don't know if you can see, but I have to pinch it out so that it just grips the fat. And then that's me every day, every meal. Obviously that was a minor mishap, and in terms of me not injecting and my sugar levels rising all the way high like that. But I also like the fact that I'm being very honest with you and showing you what this real life situation is about. And I also try my best to check my sugar levels every day, and keep them controlled, on a low level. I like majority of the times when I'm doing good, it's like below 10, 7 is like average, where it's like perfect, you know what I mean? I'm sure if you were to check your sugar levels right now, it'll be between 4 and 8 or something like that. But yeah, so it's not every day where it's so high. But back then, with my bad diet and me not taking care of myself, me skipping injections and stuff like that, they would go high, and like I wouldn't think too much about it. But they end up fucking up my eyesight, or like my brain gets messed up in some sort of way, even my heart, you know what I mean, my lungs. So I need to take better care of myself just so that I'm able to live longer. But the last time I was in hospital, the doctor said that the kind of signs that he saw is like I had a heart attack, some sort, but then I'm still young to have a heart attack, so they can't diagnose the situation as a heart attack. And they had to look deeper into it, and then we got to be exposed as to the acid buildup and like the the ulcers that developed in my body and stuff like that. So if you don't take care of yourself, it could, be terrible. My dad has told me stories about people whose bodies, whose body parts get amputated, people go blind, people die, stuff like that. And I don't want that. I'm still very motivated. I'm still I'm still the most positive person. I might be the most positive person in my family, or even amongst all my friends, you know what I mean? And could be even the most positive person in Botswana. I could compete and come out, top 5. I can guarantee. Feel me? Even despite the shit that I go through. And I think that's what's gonna get me out of this situation, and that's what's gonna bring success in my life. It's just the fact that I have a positive mindset and I'm working towards my goals, you know what I mean? Seeing the progress in the work that I do, it really motivates me to do more, and it keeps me happy. It keeps me, keeps my thoughts in the right place. And obviously there are days where I'm down, but those days don't last long, you know what I mean? Those feelings never last long. I always pay attention to how I feel, and I get very uncomfortable if I feel bad, so I don't like to feel bad for a long time, you know what I mean? I don't like being angry. It takes a lot to get me angry, and I feel like once I'm there, there's not much anybody can do about it, because you know what I mean, I would have been pushed so far to have me gotten there, you know what I mean? Now that I'm here, it's like, you know what, bruh, protecting my peace and happiness is not even benefiting myself at this point. And when I feel like that, I'm gonna act out, and I don't like that, you know what I mean? It gets me very uncomfortable, and I prioritize my comfort 100%. I like to be comfortable. People say I don't have a sense of urgency and shit like that. I feel like that's just based on the fact that I'm a very comfortable person, and I like to maintain that comfort, you know what I mean? You can stress and do shit, and I'm not gonna stress about shit, man. I don't want to do that. That shit is not fun. It don't make me feel good, so I'm not gonna do it, you know what I mean? I actually do give a fuck about my happiness, and that's just how I live my life. I hope you actually got something out of this video, because I feel like me taking step by step, exposing you to who I am. Also, I'm also inviting, maybe other diabetics to join my journey, and let's take life, you know what I mean, full throttle, and achieve everything we want despite all the things that we've been through. I might be diabetic, but other people go through different things, you know what I mean? My best friend died of cancer. So life is what it is at the end of the day, but it's just how about you go about things, you know what I mean? So I definitely hope you got something out of this, and see you in the next video.